I was just enthralled by the entire prospect of being at a major university, far from my roots in Chicago. And I finished my BA. I applied to the program, and by some miracle, I was accepted. And from there, I met a man by the name of James Alan McPherson, who was the man who shaped my whole literary worldview, and to whom I dedicated my most recent book, How to Make a Slave.
James McPherson played a huge role in your life. It was an abrupt change. It was a eureka moment for you. It was upsetting at first, but actually it set you on the course to where you are today, correct?
Well, I would not be a writer were it not for James McPherson, or I would be a bad writer. I think I'm a pretty good writer, and I give all credit to him. As he read my short stories, he noticed that I was focusing on all of the negative hardships of what it means to be a Black person in America. And I was casting each of my characters and all of my plots around the notion of victimization and hardship and suffering. And what he wanted me to recognize was that there's much more to what it means to be a Black person in America than hardship and suffering. That there's also joy, there's happiness, there's triumph, there's irony, there's laughter, there's all of that. And he told me to look more closely at my own life to see how I had managed to get out of some pretty bleak circumstances, that I could not have done it if I had been as negative and as much of a victim as the characters I were putting on the page. And so that made me rethink everything about my life, my literary trajectory, and everything. And from that moment on, my writing changed. And as a result, my life has changed.
Well, with James McPherson, at first, it was not a pleasant change, correct?
It was awful. It was awful. I had him in a writing class, and he held up my first story as an example to all of my white classmates of what it means to be a Black person who's selling out by writing false representations of Black life for the purposes of being appealing to a white audience. Which was not what I was doing.
That had to be devastating.
Oh, it destroyed me. It destroyed me. I after that workshop, I didn't sleep for the whole night. I went to see him the next day. We had an argument in his office, but after that, the dust settled, and he really got me to take a look at what I was doing. He worked with me for 4 years after that to have me see Black life in a different context. And from that point forward, I have tried to do my best to honor him and his teaching and his mentorship with everything that I write and do.
Well, despite all that criticism, if he worked for you for 4 years, there's something there. He saw a spark. So I guess negative or positively, it definitely worked for you, and congratulations on that. Tell us about your book, How to Make a Slave and Other Essays. Your writing style is interesting in the sense that you pepper some things in with tongue in cheek and good humor, because it's like completely and totally human. You're bearing your soul on the pages. There's no doubt about it.
Well, human and humanity is kind of the heart of what I try to get at in my work. It's really a bunch of personal essays about being an American through the eyes of a Black male, a father, a professor, and a writer. And I explore various subjects from Michael Jackson's legacy to just simply going into a grocery store and having security guards follow you around, to even being racially profiled at my own institution at one point, where a security guard tried to throw me out of one of the buildings because I didn't look like all the white people around me. So I go through various experiences I've been through. When I see an opportunity to make humor out of it, I take it. One of the things that McPherson taught me is that African-American life is a constant mixture of tragedy and comedy. That one of the things that we do to manage the complexities of our life is to find the irony of these situations and milk them for the humor to allow the subject matter to be digestible to people who might be disturbed or uncomfortable dealing with matters of race.
Or may not understand the thing completely. Everyone understands humor, which thank God for that.
That's exactly right.